Hi, thank you for volunteering to be on our GPS Gifters Panel of Success, where you get to share your success stories, how you book new speeches with our global community. I want to thank you for doing this. I know you're a busy person, but we're going to be doing amazing things as a community. So it's going to be more of a conversation. I'll be asking you questions, asking people on this panel of our community. And I want you to just share three things. The first thing, most importantly, is tell us about yourself, your personal story, how you grew up, where you grew up, some very touching, memorable stories, because that allows you to relate to a community. Second is your professional journey. When did you decide to be a speaker? When did you decide to be a coach? What was that turning point? And lastly, where were you right before you joined our GPS program? Were you unclear that you can be a speaker? Were you unclear that you could be a coach? What were some of the challenges, struggles, and uncertain things you had? And then after joining GPS, what specific things do you learn that you're applying now to book those new speeches? Ideally, when you start sharing how you book those new speeches, you show, not tell. So if you say, oh, I created this really quick flyer on Canva, or I post this specific post on LinkedIn or Facebook so that our members can not just hear what you're saying, but see for themselves, reference your stories so they can have their own success stories. So again, we're going to just have a conversation, share three simple things: your personal story, where you began. Ideally, the more challenging it was, the more inspiring it is. Professional story, where you decided to be a actual expert or coach or speaker. And lastly, where were you before you joined GPS? Specifically, what were some of the challenges, obstacles, and struggles? And then after joining GPS, what specific lessons did you learn from us, from our community, from the modules that now you're able to book speeches? And again, show more than tell. I'll give you an example. Again, personal story, as many of you know, born and raised in New York City, no money, no access, no connection. Mom, a former school teacher, dad, a former social worker. And I never imagined I could speak for a living. I literally got punished for talking too much in class. I was teased and bullied for being short. But then somehow in college, some friend of mine named Henry said, oh my gosh, I want to be like Christopher. I want to be charismatic. I didn't even know what that word meant. And then in my mid 20s, I got paid $50 for my first paid speech. And since then, 20 years later, I've been paid up to $30,000 for one speech. So again, I'm just showing you examples of my personal and professional story. All of you, you have to make sure your story is concise, specific, and clear because you are the experts. So again, thank you so much for volunteering to be on our GPS Success Panel, where you share your personal, professional story, and specifically how you went about booking new speeches so that our membership, our colleagues can really inspire more people like you have. So thanks again, and excited to share your story.